and market is in business. Ah, crap. I forgot to hit go live. I was already reacting. What's up, everybody? We're live now. How we doing? Alex Capita, the Bengals. 4 years, 40 million. Getting into it right away. I was just going on a rant about how, I'm going to be reacting to all these signings. But basically, if you sign a good offensive lineman, I'm going to give you a thumbs up and a pretty good grade on that signing, which is no different with the Bengals here. I was saying it's the only time I'm really going to be critical of that situation is if it's like the Panthers last year. Right at this time last year, they opened up the gate and they were like, boom, Pat Elflein and Cam Irving, a bunch of money, and those are the only moves we're making for our offensive line. And I was like, no. So sign good offensive linemen, and I'm going to like it. Don't sign the Cam Irvings and the Pat Elfleins of the world to big contract. So going to be a lot of fun here. We are live. Christian Nagel with the first super chat of the day. Thank you for supporting the channel, Christian. Must be a Bengals fan celebrating, getting some O-line help, plug him right in at right guard. Easy decision. Now I'm kind of a mess here because these headphones are not working. And I don't know why. I might just have to ditch them. So let's see here. Because I should be able to hear the music here. Hopefully you guys can hear the little chill background music. But what about a soundbite? Can I hear that?
Hello?
No, I cannot.
You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Bummer. I might just have to accept that I'm not going to be able to use the headphones. From Flambeau, you think Adams and the pack work it out? Yes, I would not be worried about that situation. They had a lot of dominoes that needed to fall. First off was obviously Aaron Rodgers. They had to make a decision on which Smith brother they wanted to keep. Basically, I think the Rodgers extension gets announced pretty soon. I can't imagine they're too far off on that. And then after that, it should be Devontae Adams, which actually, once they extend him, it will clear cap space because he's on that franchise tag, but they can front load an extension so that they actually clear cap space. I think the franchise tag's like 20 million or something like that. So they could actually make it where he's only getting, 10, 11 mil in the first year, which will clear up some cap space. But yeah, they'll work it out. I think the news that he's not going to play on the tag is just posturing here as free agency starts. Thoughts on Kirk's extension? Definitely was not a surprise for anyone that's listened to this channel. I mean, what else were they going to do? I mean, they needed some more cap space, so they used Kirk Cousins to clear up some cap space. They're not going to be in the quarterback market this year, so they're committing to Kirk Cousins. I always thought trade talks were a little bit silly with him. And they'll keep their eyes open. I do believe that. I think they'll keep their eyes open for other quarterbacks. Probably not in the draft this year, but I think they know Kirk is not like ideal future quarterback, but what else are they going to do? They're just going to trade him away and suck? I don't think the new regime wants to do that either. So definitely about expected for Kirk. I will say that the guy plays the market better than anyone. Kirk Cousins is going to go down as one of the highest paid NFL players ever. A couple of you guys in the chat are saying that the Rams have re-signed Noteboom. Same thing goes, with any offensive lineman. I like Joseph Noteboom. Dude filled in really well for Andrew Whitworth, and definitely looks like he can be a franchise left tackle, honestly, if he plays like he did in limited opportunities last year. So obviously a great move for the Rams. That was a big piece that they didn't want to lose. So that's big for them to get that taken care of before his market truly opened up there. So definitely good. Justin with the super chat. Matt Rule and Scott Fitterer are not in the office today. Oh boy. We'll see if they do anything. Also, Ogba back to Miami. That's what we talked about in the Dolphins offseason blueprints was keeping him back, being their big target free agent. Makes a ton of sense. It's gonna be the same system. I think that's a no-brainer. I said that would cost him around 15 mil, so I'm curious what Edwin says, 16 a year, so pretty much bang on that one. I'm trying to pull up free agency here on my computer so I can kind of follow it. That's why I wanted the headphones. I wanted to
franchise tag.
be able to listen to
Green
this.
Bay fit into all of this now that Brady is back?
Let me try this one more time here. Did the stream die as soon as I pulled that up? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm here. Hopefully we're good. Unless it just doesn't let me stream when I have Xfinity playing NFL Network. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL had some. So NFL Network saying Aaron Rodgers agreed to terms on 4-year, $200 million contract extension, but we don't know. Is that the original report or is that new news? I don't know. The other thing I should do is pull up Twitter. Billy Turner is going to be a nice signing for someone. Yes. Yep. Another starting caliber flex piece. Can either be a guard or a tackle. He's better at tackle than guard, but definitely good for any time a starting caliber offensive lineman can hit the market like that. All right, let's pull up Twitter here. I had to follow Adam Schefter and all those accounts on my TFG Game Day account because Schefter actually blocked me for trolling him about the Tom Brady retirement. Panthers are cutting Morgan Fox. That was always another weird signing. The Aaron Donald effect, man. Gets these pass rushers around him paid, and then they go elsewhere and just do nothing. Him and Dante Fowler. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get these headphones to work, which is a bummer. Oh, well. Forget about it. Maybe if I turn them on, that would help. Nope, still nothing. All right, screw it. So the Noteboom contract was 3 years, $40 million. These old linemen are getting paid, man. We knew it was going to happen. That's a good deal. I bet Noteboom in a year is going to look underpaid for that deal. He's a really good player. And that definitely means Andrew Whitworth is retiring, if that wasn't clear already. Connor, thank you for the super chat. I want to see Brady versus Mahomes in Munich with 75,000 drunk Germans. Make it happen. Oh my God, that would be insane. They don't usually make the international games like these big matchups, but oh, that'd be awesome, man. I wish. I'm going to Europe in July. End of July? When am I going to? End of June, I think. And God, it'd be fun to go to an NFL game over there. Maybe Maybe someday. Chase Edmonds to Miami for 2 years, 12. Well, they got a running back. Good for them. They got cap space to throw at a running back. I mean, they do have literally not a single starting caliber running back on their roster, so I actually don't mind that much. It's also a pretty thin, believe it or not, for all of the talk about how easy it is to find running backs, I will say that there's not a lot of great free agent running backs out there. So, you know, other than him, and I need to pull up my free agent spreadsheet here. Other than him, it's like Cordero, Leonard Fournette. But if you wanted to sign one, I think jumping on one quickly. And he's a good scheme fit. He'll be a good receiving back as well. But they're going to want someone that has the speed to turn the corner in that new outside zone Shanahanigans style offense. So he'll be able to do that. That's a decent signing. I mean, it's still $6 million for a running back who you can probably easily replace in the draft. I'm not going to celebrate it, but I don't think it's not going to be like a franchise crippling running back contract either. So they have a guy at least. Thoughts on the Commanders extending Scott Turner? Coach extensions are weird, man. I mean, he could easily be out next year if they don't win. Fun fact, I met Scott Turner in Mobile for Los Senior Bowl. I was talking to Jack Del Rio, and Scott Turner walked over. They gave each other a look. They were like, "We got to get this thing figured out this year." But I think Scott Turner's a bright young mind. He just hasn't had a quarterback. I think he's done a pretty good job, all things considered. I don't think he's like a genius or anything, but why are teams not picking up Gardner Minshew? Isn't his floor around the 25th QB? I mean, I've been asking that question since he was in Jacksonville. I mean, he would start for the Colts right now. He'd start for the Steelers right now. I think either of those teams should definitely be thinking about Gardner Minshew as a quarterback option. I mean, I'd rather trade a 4th round pick for Gardner Minshew than on a 1-year cheap prove it deal making $750,000 than go for Jimmy Garoppolo at $30 million or whatever. What's up, Shane? My dad is a Giants fan. Doesn't have the in-depth knowledge of the league. How are you going to do your dad like that, Shane? How do I convince there's hope for the Giants with Brian Dable? Tell him they got the best head coach candidate in the last 2 years. Tell him they have a good defensive coordinator in Wink Martindale. And you have 2 first-round picks. It's about as good as I can do for you. No, the Giants are in a total purgatory mode right now. They gotta make something happen with the draft and hope Daniel Jones has a big year next year, which seems pretty dang unlikely. What do I think about the Bills' O-line moves? Well, Mitch Morse's a good center. Not surprised they extended him. And definitely a surprise they cut Darrell Williams after extending him last year. But he's been a weird player. Teams just don't really believe in Darrell Williams. The open markets never believed in him. The Bills, they paid him last year, but then they drafted 2 tackles to potentially play right tackle. They ended up moving him into guard and starting Spencer Brown. So they cut him because he was an overpaid guard. I mean, I think he can play in a power offense, a team that doesn't run one of these Shanahan wide zone blocking schemes, because he's just not a great athlete. He's not good blocking on the move. But, I mean, he's a good starting caliber tackle with a lot of experience. So he'd be a good pickup for, I think, the Patriots would make a lot of sense for him, because they don't have a right tackle right now. He definitely fits their system. I wouldn't be stunned if like the Chiefs snuck him in there. He'd be a good fit on the Chiefs offense. Maybe the Saints would be a good scheme fit. But they can't really, I don't know if they can afford him. James Conner back in Arizona on a 3-year deal, really? So they paid Zach Ertz, and now I should really just go off of Twitter, though, because I don't know. Who else should I follow? I'm following Rappaport. I'm following Schefter. Who are some other good Twitter followers, chat? I'm following from my TFG Game Day account. Landry released. Yeah, that we saw that coming. That's definitely no... he was already a free agent in my mind, honestly. Thank you, Costco, for the energy shot. Am I going to do a 2020 draft regrade? Yes, absolutely. I probably... I kind of overexerted myself a little bit with the off-season blueprints stuff. Slowed down on the draft content a little bit. And yeah, I definitely have that on my radar to regrade the 2020 draft. I need to get some... This week's going to be pretty free agent intensive. I'm going to be streaming this today and tomorrow. And then on Thursday, I'm having Zach Schaumler, Strong Opinion Sports, back onto our channel to talk about our favorite free agent signings. And then on Sunday, I'm going to get back into draft stuff. We're going to have top 10 wide receivers on Sunday. We'll have top 10 edge players next Wednesday. And then the Monday after that, we're going to have a new mock draft. All right, some good follows here. Field Yates. Do that. Gotta follow Ari for sure. And then My Sport updates. That'll be a good one. Oh, Ari is My Sport update. What's the other one? That should be good for now. Just waiting on... Okay, here it is. James Conner, 3-year extension. I'm curious what they paid him. So both Arizona running backs get paid right away. That's surprising. After they paid Ertz, felt like... I don't know what to make of the Cardinals, man. Like, is paying Zach Ertz $30 million the right move? Probably, but like, he was really washed up the few years before that. He's what, 30? What is Zach Ertz? He's 31. He'll be 32 by the end of the season. They gave him a 3-year extension. I don't know. It'll probably be fine, but I think there's a risk there with Zach Ertz. I'd be worried for them, though, that they just paid James Conner like $24 million. I don't think they were in a position to afford that. I thought if they brought James Conner back, it would be like he kind of tested the market for a little bit, and then no one paid him, so he came back. But we'll see. It could be cheap. It could be 3 years, $12 million. Who knows? Ian Rappaport just said the Bills and Chiefs are 2 teams to watch on Jarvis Landry. That would make a ton of sense. Either of those spots would use Landry really well. So a big reason Jarvis Landry didn't work in Cleveland is it is a Shanahan-style offense. So when you think Shanahan offense, think a lot of 12 personnel, which means 2 tight ends, 2 receivers on the outside, or you can do, a twins wide receiver package on one side. But you don't, on early downs, typically use a classic slot receiver too often. And what you're asking those guys to do quite often is run vertically on play action routes. And that means you got to be fast. And Jarvis Landry does a lot of things well, but he's genuinely one of the slowest receivers in the league. So it just, ever since the Stefanski offense took over in Cleveland, he just immediately became a pretty bad fit. Landry's good operating underneath as a classic slot receiver. So as a replacement to Cole Beasley, who might get cut, for the Chiefs to get a real slot receiver, I think that'd be a great fit for Jarvis. Vic, not happy about the James Conner extension. I know. Thoughts on Cooper to the Browns? I mean, complete opposite of what I just said about Jarvis. I mean, he's a dream scheme fit. I could not believe the negativity surrounding it for the Browns. Like, I get it, people are down on Baker right now, but you got to at least give him some help out there. Like, it's a great move. Great move. I think he's going to be a beast for Cleveland. I actually put down Super Bowl bets on Cleveland after they made that trade at like 32-1. Bet like $20 to win $1,000. We blew our entire budget on Zach Ertz and James Conner. Yeah, I know. That's, when you put it that way, that's rough. Chandler Jones, you would think, is gone now for sure. Packers should have kept Z and cut Preston. There is some relationship issues there with Z. There is some weird stuff going on. I think Za'Darius was mad that he didn't get a contract extension last offseason. The injury definitely didn't help. I also think Za'Darius would have been a lot more expensive than Preston Smith, and I don't know. You know, the Packers can't keep having alphas everywhere, right? Like, at some point, the Packers have to make some sacrifices, and I think saving $6 million yearly to go from Za'Darius to Preston, now, especially now that Rashawn Gary's their number one, Preston's the one that's been able to stay healthy, was probably an easier client to renegotiate the contract with. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Preston's a very good number 2 rusher. He's nothing more, but really nothing less. And you got Rashawn Gary on the other side with Kenny Clark. So like, him as your third rusher at $12 million, that's actually pretty good in my opinion. And I was not a Preston Smith guy before the year at all, but he had a great season. What's a perfect free agent fit for your Pats? Well, we just said Darrell Williams to the Patriots. I like that a lot. Go back to right tackle for a, mauling run scheme that doesn't run a lot of moving pocket stuff. I think Darrell Williams would make a lot of sense. What about like Bobby Wagner for the Patriots? That'd be fun. Beef up that linebacker group, or like, if not Bobby Wagner, what about like Leighton Vander Esch or Anthony Barr? Like one of those hybrid linebackers could be a great Patriot scheme fit. It's a couple of good fits there. Wow, we got 722 concurrent viewers. I didn't even realize that. What's up, everybody? I didn't even check the view count. But thanks for joining me here, guys, at 11:30 on a Monday. I streamed a TFGO game this morning, which, while I have 720 of you, if you're into Madden 22, I might as well promote. We have an online league, Next Generation Xbox. If you want like to play with me and be in a realism league that replicates the real experience, here's a link for you to apply for the league. Might as well plug that real quick. But Yeah, we streamed at like 8:30 this morning. And we had like 50 people watching. I literally thought nobody was going to watch that early in the morning on a Monday, but big day in the NFL world. James Conner's 3 years, $21 million. Yeah, I don't like it. I wouldn't have rushed to the table to pay him. I really wouldn't have. I think. Oh, I just saw. Oh, it could be up to $25 million. I don't know. Paying running backs like that, I can never get excited about it. At least the Edmonds deal, it's like, it's 2 years. They kind of desperately needed some running game there. I know the Cardinals don't have anyone, but they at least have other talent around them. They have an O-line, they have a quarterback, they have a passing game. Like, you can find a 4th round running back to give you what James Conner gave you. And you don't have to pay. You got him for free last year for a reason. He's not a different player all of a sudden. So, for a team that's already dealing with some other losses, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna really support that one. What's up, Alex? He hired me to be the Pats GM. All the guys you said I really liked to the Pats. You got it, man. Make it work. I'd move to Boston, be the Pats GM. I'd move there in a heartbeat. Love Boston. Trying to go there for my birthday in May. The White Sox are in town for my birthday in Boston, and my wife's a big White Sox fan, so that'd be fun. Red Sox are my second favorite baseball team. The big, what was it, the 04 Red Sox? They came back and beat the Yankees. I fell in love, man. David Ortiz went from the Twins to the Red Sox. Big fan. I feel like the news is a little slower than I expected right now. I thought it was just going to be popping off. I mean, things are popping off, but it hasn't been like... nothing crazy so far. So let's pull up my contract, or my my spreadsheet here. So we've got no news on Allen Robinson, Will Fuller. Let's actually, here's what I'm going to do. I can pull this up and we can kind of, let's work on this spreadsheet a little bit together. So if I go like this, don't panic. All right, let's go like this. And then, actually, you know what? Let's actually just bear with me for a second, guys. What if I did this? Oh. This is what I was looking for all along. All right. So, I was thinking about putting together like a little top 100 free agents list, but I didn't have time to get that done. But let's do some updating here. So, running backs, nothing's happened there. Wide receivers, Gallup's gone. We got to add Jarvis. Christian Kirk's a name to keep an eye on. He's going to get a lot of money. I did a little TikTok post on on him about how Arizona's kind of underutilized him. And I think in a Shanahan-style offense where he can play almost like the Debo role would be a really sweet fit for him. So, Rashad Penny is kind of a big running back name to keep an eye on there. All right, but tight end, Ertz is off. It's kind of a decent list of tight ends. Thoughts on the recent Twins baseball moves? You know, I don't know baseball as much as I used to, but I'm happy they're making some moves. They needed a pitcher, so that was big. I'm just going to close this. Just so many different moving pieces here. Still no news on my feed. Jeff Swaim is back to Tennessee. Did that happen? Okay, offensive tackle. We got to add Darrell Williams to the mix here. He would be up more like in this group here. I try to sort them roughly based on how good they are. So we'll go Darrell Williams there. Could you join the Madden League at 14? Well, you know, we've had a lot of issues with people at your age. You can certainly apply. I can't promise you anything. If you have a solid application, I can't say yes or no. We technically don't have an age limit, but I think you would be the youngest person in the league. I don't have anything new on my Twitter feed within the last 8 minutes. 8 minutes since any news. I need some content to consume here. Yep, Isaiah McKenzie's off the board. Good call. That was a good move for the Bills. I think in my offseason blueprints we had us re-signing Isaiah McKenzie. Are the Packers still at the point where we can only afford people on the minimum? Also, thoughts on A-Rob to the Packers. Well, I think the Packers will have about $10 million of cap flexibility. I think that's about what I'm projecting here. So, you know, if the markets are big for guys like DeAndre Campbell and Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Robert Tonyan, you're probably losing out on those guys. If the markets aren't as big, you might be looking at them for $5 or $6 mil for any of those players. So that's not necessarily the minimum. I think they'll be able to keep one of those three. As far as A-Rob to the Packers, I cannot possibly imagine that happening unless he literally took like a 1 year, $6 million contract to like increase his value crazy high. Panthers released AJ Bouye. I mean, he wasn't any good for them, but now they have a pretty clear need at corner. It's not necessarily a surprise, but let me throw AJ Bouye down here on the list of veteran options. Joe Big Daddy Douglas already locked up every available free agent. Jets to the moon, 17-0. Hey, I'm pretty sure our boy Falorenzo Fadukasi hasn't been extended yet. Marcus, with your luck, all the news will break all at once when you turn away for a second. Yeah, sounds about right. So let's keep updating this thing. We've got, let's see, Jensen re-signed, right? Jensen's back with the Bucks. That seems like a lock. Kappa's off the board. Note Boom's off the board. Do I see the Patriots trading for Okudah? No, I don't see that happening. I don't know why the Lions would give up on Okudah. He's played one season. It was a top 3 pick. I'm going to take Glasgow off because they gave him... I guess they restructured Glasgow's contract, so he'll be back in Denver. Interior defensive line. I don't think any movements happened there. Za'Darius is officially... Glad we had him on there, but he's officially available, just as we expected. Ogba's off the board. Great re-signing for Miami, in my opinion, so we'll clean that up a little bit. Linebacker, nothing's happened there. Corner. And safety, I saw Devin McCourty's back in New England. That wasn't a huge surprise. That would have been a pretty big hole for them. And, yeah. Okay. So you know what would be fun? Would be to give these guys, like, grades real quick. Like, rankings, and then split them up and make, like, a big board. So just, like, real quick. This is rough here, but I'm just going to do this for fun. We're gonna have a little fun here. I'll take Jordan Love off there. That was just for our offseason blueprints. I wanted to have that name there. Trubisky. There's a lot of hype for Trubisky. Watch Trubisky get like a big $40 million contract somewhere. It'd be hilarious. Also got to make sure I keep my eye out for any news while we do this. Slow news day on legal tamping period. Brian Hoyer re-signed? Where? In New England? Why? Dearness Johnson's not going anywhere. They put a restricted tender on him. J.D. McKissick. Can't see my full screen, by the way. Oh, good call. Thank you for whoever just pointed that out. There we go. Sorry about that. Good call. So it's been mostly re-signing so far. It hasn't been a lot of big... I mean, there's obviously Kappa. Another guy I'm surprised hasn't been re-signed yet is Odell Beckham. I'm curious now that he's on the open market. I'm curious if someone throws a lot of money at Odell. And yeah, the let me fix that real quick. Background audio should be coming in just a second. There we go. There you go. Now you got the background audio. Oh, I got to add Bobby Wagner. Thank you. Good call. Good call. Jonah. We're up to 850 convert. Whoa. Whoa. It's only 20 minutes in, guys, and I can't say concurrent. These numbers are just rough ratings because I'm going to make kind of like a big board chart here. I'm just kind of loosely putting them, filling these guys in. Let's do 85 with a little bit of a red on that one. Jesse Bates got tagged. Yep, he was never actually on the list. He was grayed out for a reason there. But let's look at the guys that I grayed out the guys that I thought would not be hitting the market. Really surprised the Bears didn't work it out with James Daniels. I feel like in that new Shanahan style offense, he'd be a great fit. So I'm surprised he hit the market. I thought the Colts would keep Mo Alley-Cox by now. Still think he'll be back. Hayden Hurst, I didn't think they would let go because they run that Shanahan offense that loves 12 personnel. And they traded a second-round pick for him, so I'm surprised he's on the market. Odell, I thought would just kind of no-brainer go back to the Rams for cheap, but maybe he wants more money. Rashad Penny, I thought would be back. Panthers, I thought would lock up Hassan Reddick. Keyz White still hasn't been extended. That's a surprise. He played really well for the Chargers. I thought DJ Reed would be back in Seattle, along with Quandre Diggs. So I was wrong on some of those guys not hitting the market. Again, just kind of spitballing these numbers here. Russell Gage, that's a name right there. Guyton is back for LA. I saw that. Got their deep threat back. Any news in the meantime? Man, the last free agent signing was 24 minutes ago. This has been slow. Add Billy Turner. Good call. Good call. This is why I need you guys. It's like having 894 employees. That's what's up. Y'all can put assisted that franchise guy on intensive spreadsheet work as a unpaid intern on your resumes. Oh, Eddie Goldman. Yep, that's a good call. Got released. Let's fill him in there. Dwayne Brown needs to be added. Yep. Just keep them coming, guys. Add Tyler Conklin. All right, fine. Vikings fans love some Tyler Conklin. There's nothing more consistent in the NFL than an NFL fan base falling in love with a tatted up white dude that plays either tight end or fullback. Like, that is the most consistent fan favorite. Like, everybody just falls in love with that type of player. Am I right or wrong, chat? That is the most consistent thing in NFL fanhood. I mean, fullbacks in general become fan favorites, but if you're a tatted up white dude, like, you are a lock fan favorite. Add Byron Pringle. Yeah, so once you get down to a certain level, it's like you can't keep track of everybody here. But he's fine. All right, let's do these tight ends. Boom, boom, boom. All these tight ends are just kind of solid players. They're all like kind of in that same breath here. Someone said Swaim is back in Tennessee. I don't know. Trey Turner's not on the list. Yeah, that's true. I don't think I even put Trey Turner on there because I was so sure the Steelers would re-sign him. But you're right. He's not. He has not been re-signed. Ari just said the Panthers have cleared over 24 million cap space. No hiding what they're trying to do. Get Deshaun Watson. Sounds about right. Need some news here, though. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to start doing some scouting work or something while we wait. Start doing some live film rooms or something. All right, Swaim is back, so we'll take him off. Okay, offensive tackle. Armstead gets a 90. He's going to be at the top of the list there. Kenny Young and Alexander Johnson. Alexander Johnson definitely needs to be on there. Kenny Young's kind of too low to care about. I'm not adding Gronk. I'm not adding Gronk to this list. We all know where Gronk is playing next year. We all know. There's no need to put him on the list. Will Dissly, yeah, that's another one. Missing a lot of names here. Why is Seattle letting all these guys hit the market? These are all like, feel like good Seahawks. Yeah, Jake Matthews re-signed in Atlanta. Great move. Great move. I mean, anytime a team secures a good offensive lineman, for me, it's always going to be thumbs up. Moses is solid. That's a little high for Reef. Oops. Naced Solder. Do a Monday morning shot. If what's a signing that would be worth doing a shot? Allen Robinson to the Packers. I can't believe how little news is coming in right now. Why would Watson choose Carolina over the Eagles? I don't think Watson's line of thinking is right on that one. I mean, the Eagles are like legitimately a good spot for him to play. I don't know if he just doesn't want to play in the cold weather or what, but that was really stunning. And it was another reason I don't like Watson. Like, I'm sorry, but after all of this, he comes back and he's like, you know what? I don't want to go to Philadelphia. And he's just like nitpicking where he wants to play. I hate it. I hate everything about it. Like, if you have to get out of Houston so damn bad, fine. But I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie about it. What's up, Adam? What are your top 3 or 5 favorite teams' color schemes as far as jersey looks? Are there even 3 to 5 color schemes around the league? I feel like a lot of teams rip off each other. I mean, Chargers comes to my mind. I feel like the Panthers color scheme is sweet, but they need new jerseys. I do like a good red-black combo, so like 49ers, Cardinals. Those would be my top 3, I think. Saffold's definitely on the decline there. Laken Tomlinson's a stud. If someone could get Laken Tomlinson out of San Francisco, that'd be big. I wonder what he's going to get. He had a really good year for San Fran. But how much of that was he played next to like the best run blocking season we've ever seen from Trent Williams? How much of that was helping? A lot of good linemen here. Andrew Norwell can still play. Uzama's got to be added here. Yeah. I thought the Bengals extended him, but need some Teddy Cam. I don't even have the Teddy Cam set up at the new studio yet. I need to do that though. I really do. Maybe for tomorrow's stream I'll get it going. What's up, Joey? Positional value says pay the corner over the linebacker. What are your thoughts on Douglas over All-Pro Campbell? I don't think those are. I don't think it's either or. I think if Douglas wants to come back for a really cheap contract, they'll do it. I don't think it's like one or the other. I think they're separate, personally. Just because I don't think they pay Douglas. I don't think it makes sense to bring Douglas back for like legit money. So if Douglas really wants to come back for like $1.5 million, I think you do it. But I don't think it changes whether or not you pay Devondre Campbell the big deal. Hey. Oh, hi, Teddy. Speaking of Teddy. Come here, bud. Come here. Come here. Teddy, come here. Do you want to go outside? He's being stupid. Add Kobe Fleener. Dude, that is... You know what that tweet that goes around like 3 times a year where it's like... What's one random... Naming a random NFL player. Dude, Kobe Fleener. Hands up in the chat if you remember Kobe Fleener. Oh my God. That brings me back to the Andrew Luck era, man. Also, how has it been a half hour since we got any free agent news? Teddy will eventually make his way over to me and jump up on my leg. But you might want to explore the basement a little bit for now. Dude, Kobe Fleener, what was he, a second round pick by the Colts? He was like the guy people were always drafting in fantasy like way too early because he had like 4 or 5 speed out of Stanford, played with Andrew Luck, and everyone was like, oh, he's going to break out eventually. And it never happened. Oh my God. That's a name, bro. Yeah, he played for the Saints for a bit. He got a decent contract for the Saints. He was one of those Saints signings that was like, how did they sign this guy? They're $30 million over the cap. And they're like, who cares? Cap's not real. No way. Trubisky to the Steelers? We were just talking about this. Oh my gosh. I need to tell Anna this. Let's get her on speaker. Hang on. She hates the Steelers and she's a Bears fan. I'm gonna get her on speaker.
Hi.
Hey. The Steelers just signed Mitch Trubisky to be their starter.
I know, I'm on your stream. Just another reason to not like the Steelers.
I just wanted to get your reaction to that.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
Yep. Go Bengals.
Go Bengals, exactly. Bye.
Bye. Yikes. Mitch Trubisky and Dwayne Haskins duking it out for the number 1 QB job. It's probably going to be like 2 years, 30 million too, because there was a lot of talk about him getting a lot of money. Oh my God. Well, we can take Trubisky off the board. I mean, what the hell does that do for you if you're the Steelers? I mean, are you going to implement like the Ravens offense and just go full on like read option and buy into his athletic ability? What a waste of time and energy. I mean, Pittsburgh's by far the worst team in that division now. Like, it's not even close. I'd be just flabbergasted if they make the playoffs with Trubisky. He is an MVP level quarterback. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. the Bears did it twice. Yeah. But let's not make the exception the rule. Is he better than Big Ben was last year? I mean, we all know Big Ben was not good last year, but is he really better? Is Trubisky really better than Big Ben was last year? I don't know if I'm going to go that far, man. We got any other news coming in here? Nope. It's almost like we need to separate these guys, though, by, like, aging, washed-up veteran. Like, Linval. Like, Linval's not going to make more than Ogunjobi, but he's a better player, like, overall. Is Gesicki a free agent? No, he is not. He got tagged. That might be a little high for Gregory. Jarvis back to Miami? No, because you'd have the same scheme fit problems that we've talked about. That's going to be another Shanahan style offense. Marcus Williams to the Lions, please. Yes, I love that fit. Reunited with that Saints staff would be a great fit. Would be a great fit. Fills a huge need, too. I mean, if they did that and then ended up drafting Hamilton, that'd be one of the better safety duos in the league, and those guys' skill sets would play really well off each other, so I would like that. That's a great point. Drip Skylark. The price point on Jimmy G just plummeted. That's a great point. I mean, the Colts aren't going to be bidding against anybody. I mean, you're going to get him for a 4th rounder now? No, the Lions wouldn't draft Hamilton at 2, but what if they trade down? Do you think Watson, thank you for the super chat, Luke, appreciate it. Do I think Watson wanting to be here has anything to do with playing at Clemson? I would imagine so. Yeah, I would imagine that you just got that hometown connection. Sick Nick, are you going to keep the same format for your deep dives you did last year? 100%. 100%. It's going to look pretty much identical. Hopefully with even more film, potentially. The film is always tough because that's what really takes the most time to, like, grab footage and stuff and chop it up and all that. But the NFL has not been copywriting all 22 for me this year, so that was another reason I didn't really use it last year, but because I started using it more for, like, the studs and duds. So that would be even better, right? That's why I need an employee. Hey, we just passed 1,000 viewers. You guys are amazing, man. I was not expecting to have 1,000 viewers for this. This just gets me even more excited for the NFL draft. I mean, if we got 1,000 viewers at 11:30 on a Monday, I can't wait to see what we pull on draft night. So make sure you all set your calendars for the draft. Make sure you come back here. Speaking of highlights and footage, I will have live highlights and stuff, which is going to be sick. News is definitely slower than I thought, though. Thought it would be here. Let's keep filling out our free agent board here. $12K viewers on draft day. Let's make it happen, baby. Let's outdo PFF this year. We got a greetings from Romania. This is the perfect hour for a stream in Romania. I imagine it's what, like 5 in the afternoon out there? That's primetime television out there. Some of these lower level edge guys, it's just kind of like... Charles Harris is an interesting name. Could be trending upwards. Kamoko Toure as well. 70's a little high for Toure, though. Yeah, I don't know if Wagner's that good anymore. Probably more like a 85. Kind of reminds me of when Earl Thomas became available a couple years ago. Just wasn't quite the same guy out of Seattle. That's an interesting note from Field Yates. The AFC now features the first quarterback taken in each of the... Oh, it's not as interesting as I thought. But 17, 18, and 2020 drafts was the first quarterback taken. Burrow, Mayfield, and Trubisky. Yeah, I got nothing on my Twitter feed. I feel like last year, the first hour, it was like 20 different signings. We definitely have not had that much action. Maybe it's because it's earlier this year. It felt like teams had less time to extend players this year than in years past. And these numbers are far from a science that I'm throwing out here, but it does give you a nice little, like, once I sort them all, it'll give you a nice little chart that we can play around with. I do like Alexander Johnson. That's true. The Pats did show up and just blew up free agency last year. I know, Raymond. We're getting bored. I need to like do like a film room or something. Do some of my college evals while we're sitting here, because we've had one signing in like the last hour, and it's been Mitch Trubisky, for God's sake. We had AJ Bouye get released, and Trubisky signed to the Steelers. I think we need Teddy to get over here to entertain the chat. Come here, Teddy. Come on. Teddy. Come on. Teddy, come here. Come on. Teddy hates, when you ask him to come, he does not. He's like too scared. He'll go. If you say go and run somewhere, he'll go, but he will not come to you. Teddy, get over here. I'm just waiting on the entire Bucks team to re-sign. Bears got Ogunjobi. It's a good move for them. It's a good move for them. I like that. They needed to refill that interior because these three guys right here, their whole D line was gone, so they need to refill that group. He's a good pass rusher. He's a bad run defender, but he's a good fit for their new Eberflus-led defense. He can do some similar schematic things that DeForest Buckner does because Buckner's really quick. So the way that they'll use him will be similar to Buckner, although he's obviously not DeForest Buckner. But I think they saw that skill set. Quicker interior guy with some power. All right, I'm going to go grab Teddy. Teddy, where are you? Where are you? Teddy. Teddy. I have retrieved Doggo. I got him. He ran all the way upstairs. Okay, we got him. All right, Teddy, let's say hi for a second. Hello? Hi. Teddy's very intrigued. He also peed himself. He was so nervous that I kept calling his name. Are you not entertained? What do you think about Larry Ogunjobi signing with the Bears, Teddy? Oh, you're sad you wanted him to stay in your Bengals? Who do you like more, the Bears or the Bengals? He likes the Bears. Oh, he likes the Bengals? I bet Ogunjobi gets Ooh, Quandre Diggs back to Seattle. There we go. There's something. That's definitely not surprising. 3 years, 40 mil. It's pretty good. You know, it's about what I would go on him. I wouldn't go much higher than that, but they like him. That much is very clear. He's a playmaker up top. He's a risk taker. He's got some range. So that's another safety off the board. I had him grayed out here when we were earlier because I thought they were for sure bringing him back. So that's definitely no surprise. I figured they would start bringing some of these guys back. They have a lot of free agents on this list. A lot of these corners are just average. Is Bridgewater cut? No, he's a straight up free agent. Larry Ogunjobi's overrated. Maybe a little bit. We'll see what he ends up getting paid here. I mean, he can rush the passer from the inside, which is a valuable trait. But he is very much a liability in run defense. A couple of you guys are saying Jones to the Colts. I'm not seeing anything yet. I'm just going off of the official Twitter accounts. I'm not overreacting to anything in the chat because I don't know where you guys are getting your information from, you know? Thanks for the super chat, Hawkeyes Blue. You seem much smarter during draft conversations now. Thanks to my content. Well, thank you for saying that. That's my goal, so I'm glad it's working. Hoping for Robinson returning home to Pennsylvania to play for the Eagles. Hey, I could see that happening for sure. I know they're going to be interested in a wide receiver, so I could definitely see that happening. Him and, I mean, that receiving core would be sweet, man, with Smith and why can't I think of the tight end's name? What the heck? I can't think of the... I keep wanting to say Gesicki and Schultz, and that's not it. Why the heck can I not think of the... This is driving me insane. This is one of the worst ones I've had where I can't think of the guy's name. I need you guys to help me, chat. I'm dying here. I'm not looking this one up. What the heck? What is wrong? Thank you, Dallas Goddard. What is wrong with me? Sheesh. There's only like 2,800 players in the league, man. Sometimes these names just start to blend together. Andrew with the super chat. Thank you, Andrew, for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Very kind donation. Hope all is well with Doggo and the wifey. Teddy, say thank you. Say thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Also looking like the Panthers are making moves to go all in on Watson. Thoughts on if he will flourish or not there? Flourish is a strong word. I mean, I think he'd be good there. It might take a couple of years because, like, the team's just not ready right away, and they're going to have to give up, like, all of their draft picks to get him. But I think they'd be, from a football perspective, I think the Panthers would be better off after the trade than they would be without making it to begin with. Like, they don't have any clear-cut answer at the quarterback position in plain sight, so that's kind of their best bet, and they know that. Was I surprised about Brady returning? I was the furthest thing from surprised. I was just pissed. Like, why even waste our time with that? Like, he clearly was never really serious about retiring. Like, come on. From the beginning, when it was like right after it got announced, he was like, hold on, I don't know about that. And then he had a post where he never actually mentioned retirement. It's just like, we just got to erase the last 2 months of the NFL without Tom Brady from our memory. And it's like, oh, he's back. Great. Fantastic. It is pretty funny how quickly things change, though. 2 days ago, we were talking about how the NFC is wide open. You got Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford and, like, nobody else. Maybe Kyler and Dak, I suppose. But all of a sudden, 2 days later, Tom Brady's back and Deshaun Watson's probably heading to the NFC. It's just crazy how quickly that changed. I don't think the Bucs will be favorited in the NFC, though. I mean, they just lost Kappa. We don't know is Marpet going to come out of retirement now? I mean, probably, but we don't know about that. They're probably going to lose Carlton Davis. Like, they still have you guys saw that list of free agents that I had for them. They still have a ton of work to do. They're definitely favorites in the NFC South. Marpet said he's not going to come out of retirement. Well, at least there's that. We'll see. Brady will probably convince him to come out, though. All right, last position group to kind of rate here. From Jay, thank you for the super chat, Jay. Do I have a favorite team or do I just enjoy football? Well, I was born a Packers fan. I have an automated message on Twitch for when people ask me that question with like some of my favorite teams, but I really like smart football teams. I like when teams have good process because I spend so much time studying NFL team building that when I see teams do a good job, I'm attuned to liking them. So like I really liked the Rams this year. It kind of pops up individual years what teams I like as well. Maybe it's just being a little bandwagon-y, but a couple more super chats from MD Andrews. Listening while grinding Elden Ring on my day off. Hey, that's a great day, MD Andrews. You must be in a good mood. Dropping in the super chat, day off, playing some Elden Ring. Hoping the Cowboys don't F up more today than they have already. I mean, to be fair, the Packers, the Cowboys effed up years ago when they paid Zeke, and now they're paying the consequences. They haven't necessarily done anything bad process-wise the last couple weeks, I don't think. I was saying with the Cooper trade, I think 2 or 3 is better than 2 when you already have an alpha receiver in CD Lamb. So the cost of Schultz and Gallup is almost identical to what they were paying Cooper. So that's kind of the trade-off there. Now, I'd rather just not have Zeke and have all 4 of those guys, like absolutely. But they unfortunately gave Zeke a ridiculous contract that they couldn't get out of like 3 or 4 years later. Like, God, that looks even worse now than it did then. And it looked pretty dang bad then. From Matt, another super chat. Thank you, Matt. With the Steelers getting Trubisky, where will Jimmy land? I mean, I think the Colts and the Saints are kind of the 2 teams in that market right now. Maybe the Panthers, but I think we probably see the Watson thing play out, and then either the Colts, Saints, or Panthers are probably your Jimmy destinations. Also, we'll likely see D Ford get cut to clear cap space. The Niners need a cornerback. Yeah, that's not a surprise. D Ford has been a non-factor with injuries lately, so yeah, Niners. Do they need a cornerback? Like, I mean, you have Emmanuel Mosley, you have Ambry Thomas played well. K'Wan Williams is a free agent. Like, I think them bringing K'Wan Williams would be really smart to bring him back. He was awesome in that playoff run. I really was impressed by K'Wan Williams. Feels like he had some off the field drama like 3 years ago, but he's really just been super solid since he got to San Francisco, and he's gotten better as he plays more. If the Panthers get Deshaun Watson, where does Sam go and what's his value? Oh man. So Sam Darnold's contract, let's see. Because that's a big question here. I think it's fully guaranteed salary, so if they could trade him, yes. So they can't release him because it's fully guaranteed salary. But if they can trade him, whoever acquires him gets the deal. So I honestly think that might be a situation where the Panthers have to give up a draft pick for someone to take him. And I mean, who would do that? And the Panthers don't have a good enough draft pick to convince someone of it. Like, say you're one of these bad teams, like the Texans, for example. I honestly think he would be included in the trade for Watson. Potentially. I don't know. But like if you're the Texans, for example, like I'd rather have that $18 million sit there unused and become rollover cap. I'd rather get that extra $18 million of cap space next year than, you know, get an extra 4th round pick for taking him on. So I don't know. I almost feel like he's going to have to just sit there as a backup if they get Watson, and they're just going to have to eat it. We also got a super chat from Josh. Thank you, Josh. Panthers don't have a 2nd or 3rd round pick, so they'd have to give up lots of players. It's an overrated destination for Watson. They'd have to give up a lot, that's for dang sure. But, I mean, you pay what you got to pay. Holy buckets, I just saw Larry Ogunjobi. 3 years, $40 million? Okay, that's too much. That's too much. Larry Ogunjobi is not a $13 million a year player. Ryan Poles has really been pretty head scratching too so far, I think. The new GM for the Bears. That's a lot of money. Ogunjobi's like a good role player. He's a good 3rd defensive tackle to have. Oof. That's a lot. That is a lot for Ogunjobi. I mean, last year, Larry Ogunjobi signed. Robert Mays made a great point about don't be the team that overpays a free agent after he just got a cheap deal the year before and played well on it. So he signed a 1-year contract at $6 million for the Bengals last year. And now the Bears just gave him 3 years, $40 million. After they just released their entire defensive line. Like, that's not a good contract. I'm sorry. So the Bears have now traded Khalil Mack for a 2nd round pick. They cut Eddie Goldman. They're going to let Akeem Hicks go. They're going to let Bilal Nichols go. Man. The Bears front office just doesn't seem to be able to get it right, man. Brady gets the entire league to celebrate him for not retiring, yet Rodgers tweets wants to clarify his contract and he's addicted to attention. SMH. Yep, that pretty much sums it up. Pretty much sums it up. All right, let's get we finally got some news there. Let's finish up our free agency board here. Also, Teddy's very distracting right now. He's very snuggly. Are you snuggly? We just chilling. Lisa B is not happy. Not happy that I don't think the Bears made a good signing. The red number on Hicks is for injury concerns. He just has not been able to stay healthy. Like, let's see. Hicks has played... How many games has he played in the last 2 years? Let's look this up. I guess, okay, 2020 he did play, but 2019 played 191 snaps, and last year he played about a third of the season. So 2 of the last 3 years he's a guy, if you go back in his career, he's had the Saints let him go initially, for example, because he had injury concerns. Want to take a second again to remind you guys, if you're buying tickets for NBA games, NHL games, going to the NFL draft, whatever it may be, use that promo code FranchiseGuy on SeatGeek, where you will get the best prices. You'll support my channel in the process, and you'll save $20 on your first purchase. So I want to remind you guys of that. Just if you happen to be buying tickets here in the next couple months, easy way to show your support. And also want to promote again my online Madden League. We're looking to fill up the wait list. Realism League, you can play with me and the league. Looking to replicate what you see on Sundays there. So if you're into Madden 22, check out that application link right there. I just dropped in the chat. Another super chat from Snapshot. Just got home from work. How am I doing? Doing great. Doing great. I mean, I couldn't be happier, man. We got 1,100 people here hanging out as we react to free agent news. Living the dream. We got Teddy with us. Yes, Dr. Steven, it is next gen Xbox for that Madden League. Thank you for asking. What's up, Connor Van Winter? Been a minute. How we doing? And Nathan Carroll in the chat as well. Saying, any big news? No, nothing, man. Last thing was Ogunjobi about 10 minutes ago. The news is trickling in a little bit slower than I think we all expected here. But let's get back to our free agent board here. Let's get this done. We got a few safeties to rank here. So Matthew, Justin Reed, I think right behind him. Marcus Williams, Marcus May. Really good safety market. Whoops. And McLeod's a little better than that. Kareem's getting older. Keyz is solid. Whiskey Tart's fine. Lee Cooker. All right. So now what we can do is create another tab here. And pull all these guys in. What we'll do, one of these, we'll go name, grade, position. Let's actually flip these. We'll go position, grade. And we can start to fill all these guys in. Options for a third safety for Green Bay. Probably not in free agency. I feel like, not within this week. If they sign anyone to be a third safety, it would be, late in the summer where you're getting a veteran minimum. But maybe in the draft. I haven't done my safety evals yet, so I don't know, day 2, day 3 safeties. Maybe you take, a Lewis Cine or Jaquan Brisker in the second round, because they probably are going to lose Adrian Amos after this year. So I do think safety is kind of a sneaky need for Green Bay, but you're probably not spending any of that on free agency here. Actually, we'll go like this. I think Titans draft wide receiver or guard in the first. I think those are. We did the. If you haven't checked out our AFC South offseason blueprints episode, I highly encourage checking that out. See what I said about the Titans, but that's kind of what we said was wide receiver and offensive line are kind of your main focuses there. Okay, running backs. Any news? Text from Steelers QB to be Mitch Trubisky. Typical NFL lingo here. That's just a tweet from Adam Schefter. I could not care less what Mitch Trubisky, how excited he is to join the Steelers. Of course he is. Okay, let's keep going here. So now we will have a little sortable. I'm going to go ahead and share this spreadsheet with my patrons. So you can get access to this, to toggle around with it, to play around with it on patreon.com/ThatFranchiseGuy. I'll just go ahead and make this available for any level patron, $1 and up, when I'm all done here. Al Woods returns. Did that just happen? Thank you, Dinesh, for the super chat. Very kind. Thanks for supporting the channel. You guys have been awesome showing out with the super chats. Really appreciate you guys, man. I'm very thankful. Colts hired Reggie Wayne as their wide receivers coach. That's sick. Go Reggie. Okay, Al Woods is returning to the Seahawks. Yeah, so they're starting to get some of these pieces back that we were kind of talking about on the Seahawks blueprints, where they have a pretty hefty list of free agents. I would be surprised if Rashad Penny and DJ Reed and Will Dissly are those guys will probably be next. Reggie Wayne's going to make a great wide receiver coach. Colts fans are probably optimistic he can get someone to be great there. They need a guy to be their number one receiver. I like Pittman, but he as I say with Pittman, he's not a receiver that can run every route and create separation on all three levels to be your true number one receiver. He's more of that Mike Williams number two perimeter guy. Really good player, but like if they could get an Allen Robinson or get a guy in the draft that could be developed by Reggie Wayne, like that's one of their biggest needs in Indianapolis. All right, so now we can sort this bad boy. Boom. There's our big board. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Can I just post this file on Patreon? Let's see. I don't think so. Maybe. Sorry, guys. Just sharing a little bit of content here with the Patreon. We'll see if this works. right. See if that works. A couple more super chats. Thank you guys. What the hell is Seattle doing? They're going to have a bunch of 30-year-olds and Drew Lock. Surely they're pushing for Watson. I agree. I think they're like, I don't have the words to describe what they're doing. Like, they're rebuilding, they're not rebuilding. They have a 70-year-old coach. They asked for a 30-year-old defensive tackle in the trade for Russell Wilson. They're re-signing veteran players. I don't think internally they're talking about rebuilding. I think they genuinely think they can win without Russell Wilson. Just based on how they've used him in the past, the fact that they did trade him away. Now, is Drew Lock the guy that they can win with? No. I do firmly believe that. But I don't think they're trying to, hit rock bottom or anything like that. And then from Kevin, what do you think the Niners will receive for Jimmy G? I think they get a third. I think a second's a little bit too rich. But I think a third from either Indy or... Carolina doesn't even have a third. Jags are getting Brandon Sheriff. All right. That's a big one right there. That's our second highest graded free agent right there. Going to Jacksonville. That is huge. Good for you, Trevor Lawrence. Good for you. We talked about that on yesterday's video about the Jags potentially spending big on that interior offensive line. Brandon Sheriff was, like I said, the first guy I'm on the phone with is Brandon Sheriff. They got it done. That's big time. That's a big upgrade for the Jags. Slide him in right there at right guard. And that offensive line with Linder next to him, the tackle situation should be solid. He'll help out. Little at right tackle. Honestly, they're pretty good on the offensive line because they have Walker Little and they have the other guy out of Florida, who I wonder if you would try him at left guard. What's his name? Like, do you just have an Jawan Taylor? Like, do you just have an open competition between Walker Little and Jawan Taylor? Neither guy are too big to play guard. Both guys are young. I wonder if they would slide both guys' second-round picks over the last couple of years. I wonder if whoever you don't play at right tackle, you play at left guard. You also have Ben Barch, who was like okay, so that's big. That's big time. And now they got to go get a wide receiver. Great signing for Jacksonville. That's the biggest move so far, for sure. So he's gone. Brandon Sheriff off the board. Trevor Lawrence is like, hell yeah. Patriots are expected to reach a new deal with Pro Bowl special teamer Matthew Slater. Because of course they are. Matthew Slater is going to be a gunner for the Patriots longer than Tom Brady is in the NFL. I believe that. Bengals are getting Ted Karras. Okay, I like it. Lions reached an agreement with Tracy Walker on a 3-year, $25 million deal. Things are moving, chat. Things are moving. I like both those moves. So Tracy Walker back for the Lions. Also, Luke, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. he's just a good, versatile starting caliber safety. I don't think that's an overpay. That's like $8 million a year, right about what I would have expected. So that's a good deal for a young safety that, you know, fills in a starter for you, and then either he develops or you can add still. You can still go for like a Marcus Williams or a Kyle Hamilton in the draft or something. It doesn't limit you from continuing to get better at that position, but definitely a good player that I think his better days are ahead of him. And then Ted Karras to the Bengals. Another smart move. Let's just go like this. I'll take him off. I mean, he'll probably start at center, I would think. Although, I just had a thought. Quentin Spain's a free agent. He's not even on here. So let's replace him there. So I do wonder if if they're making a swap there and playing Karras, because they have Trey Hopkins at center still. So that's an interesting thing to monitor there. I don't think that's necessarily an upgrade going from Quentin Spain to Ted Karras. I'd rather they get a tackle with some of that money. So I'm not going to like 3-year, $18 million, so $6 per year. Not a bad signing, but I don't think that's everything you need in Cincinnati. I will say that. Whoops. That's not what we want right there. That's not what we want either. Here we go. Vikings questions. What do you reckon happens to the defensive core with Harrison Smith, Danielle Hunter, Kendricks, Barr? Well, Anthony Barr is a free agent. He's gone. I mean, he was a Zimmer guy all the way. So that one seems to make sense. Harrison Smith just signed a contract extension, so I don't think he's going anywhere. Danielle Hunter, I would think that staff wants to keep around. I haven't heard anything about displeasure there from the Vikings side of things. Endgame, I'm not saying Ted Karras isn't good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, is he better than Quentin Spain? No, I don't think so. I think that's about a push. I'm just saying that they still don't have a right tackle. So if they can go get a right tackle now, then we can really be excited. A couple more super chats. I feel like I didn't finish answering that Vikings question though, but I think Barr's gone. I don't see the point in trading. Like, you're keeping Kirk around. You're trying to win now. Harrison Smith, Kendricks, they'll be around. Danielle Hunter, I think, plays kind of in a prove it type of situation this year. He's been injured. He hasn't really gotten to truly earn that big contract. And I think the league's kind of afraid of injuries with Danielle Hunter at this point. That's been kind of cryptic, I think. So I think everyone's kind of back on defense other than Anthony Barr, who's a free agent. Sharon Coleman said O-line are going anywhere else other than the Panthers. Well, that's because the Panthers are busy trying to figure out Deshaun Watson. I mean, that's another sacrifice they're going to have to make as they're making this push for Deshaun Watson. Is unfortunate timing is they're not in the office right now. Someone said that Matt Rule is not in the office today. They're going after Deshaun Watson. So not only are they going to have to give up draft capital to go get Watson, but they're missing out on the opportunity to sign some offensive linemen. So it's going to be costly. I think they'll get them. Ultimately, they've got to be the favorite, but it's definitely going to be costly. Real talk, your content is fantastic. I teach PE and enjoy your videos during your prep periods. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the support, Real Talk. Your super chat is definitely a contribution to me continuing my good work, so I really appreciate it. All right, I think the news is really starting to fall in now. So the Jags have also signed Foya Sadaluakun. Holy crap! 3 years, $46 million. 28 guaranteed at signing. Whoa. Whoa. That's a lot of money. I like Aluakun, but I don't know. That's a lot. I don't think I support that. Good for the Falcons, man. Falcons are going to get a nice little comp pick for that one. I mean, they're paying him and Miles Jack over $30 million. I don't know about that one. I mean, I'd rather take that money and... I mean, I don't think they're going to get Allen Robinson back, I guess. But, like, wouldn't you rather be paying DJ Chark $15 million than Foyesade Aluakun? Interesting move right there, to say the least. Giants are signing Robert Foster. Okay. Robert Foster still living off that like 4-game stretch he had for the Bills. Ooh, okay, here we go. Foyesade Aluakun is expected to sign with the... Foley Fatukasi expected to sign with the Jaguars. I wonder if... Because that was... Peter Schrager just tweeted that. I do wonder if he maybe screwed up. And, I mean, how ironic would that be if Foley and Foyesade signed within like a minute? I do wonder... I'm going to pump the brakes on that one. I wonder if Peter Schrager by accident misread the text. Nope. Ari just, that was via Peter Schrager. I mean, it's got to be real, but that's kind of funny that Lorenzo Fatukasi and Foyesade Aluakun just signed with the Jags. But I love Fatukasi. He's, you don't have to go too far here to find him. He's my 15th ranked 15th ranked free agent, period. So he's gone. And I mean, we had where even is, I mean, let's do this. There's Aluakun. Just updating the old database, you know. But we did talk about Lorenzo Fatukasi being a stud. We talked about the Jags needing some interior defensive line help. So I do like that contract. I think he's a stud. So beefing up that defense a little bit. You're going to add Aiden Hutchinson into the mix. So their front seven, you're going to have probably Hutchinson, Josh Allen, Fatukasi. They paid, who did they pay last year? He'll be a DN there. I'm assuming they're sticking with, Mike Caldwell's their defensive coordinator now? Are they going to be 4-3 or 3-4 next year? I don't even know. Because they're running kind of the Ravens style offense last year. You got Roy Robertson Harris, Devon Hamilton. They drafted Jay Tufele last year. Dwayne Smoot's up front there still. So they got they're pretty deep on the D-line. Malcolm Brown's still there. At linebacker, you'll have Miles Jack and Aluakun. So it'll be a good front seven for Jacksonville. On the back end, Shaq Griffin, Tyson Campbell. Still need a second safety, but they're filling out that defense a little bit. Let's split up, gang. I had to talk, didn't I? Classic Jets, FML. Yeah, Let's Split Up was in here saying the the Jets are going to go 17-0 and keep everybody, but they let Fatukasi go. I don't get why the Jets let him go. He's a good player. I think you can be critical of the Jets for that one, by the way. Do I think Jameson Williams falls to the Packers? No, I don't. And I don't think they would take him either. The Packers just do not take risks with players like that. Came off an ACL injury, especially with what they had happened with Bakhtiari last year. They already got Elton Jenkins trying to come back from an ACL. I really don't think the Packers would draft. Even if he did fall, I don't think the Packers would draft Jameson Williams. Move I hope the Packers make, but no, they won't. Well, I mean, you're putting words in my mouth because the Packers don't have the room to sign anybody, and I know that, but I mean, I'd love if they could sign Will Fuller. Would be like the player I would really want them to get. Or DJ Chark. I wonder what Fatukasi is going to get. Probably like 3 years, 50 mil, probably. That might be a little bit much. 3 years, 45 maybe. He's probably going to get paid pretty handsomely if the Jets didn't want to re-sign him. Matthew Judon's on Twitter recruiting Bobby Wagner and Allen Robinson. Those would be two great signings for the Pats, man. Patriots, I think, are definitely going to be spenders at wide receiver. Wow, Connor, you got Hutchinson to be the number 1 overall pick at 40-1 after the Ohio State game. That's really impressive. Dude, 3 years, 30 mil for Fatukasi? Why did the Jets not pay that? What the hell? Seriously, why would the Jets not pay that? I gotta tweet. First tweet of the stream right here. I mean, if you just swapped those contracts, honestly, if you gave Aluakun 3 years 30 and you gave Fatukasi 3 years 45, I think both of those would be good deals. So let's just, in our minds, let's just flip those. Ooh, Laken Tomlinson to the Jets. I love that. Love that. That's huge. Ooh, okay. So the Jets O-line now looks much better. Now, they still need a right tackle. Morgan Moses is a free agent. They do have George Fant, who actually played okay last year. But McGovern impressed me as a run blocker. You'll plug in Tomlinson at right guard. I mean, Fant can play. Fant's not a bad weak link, but that O-line's looking pretty dang nice for the Jets. So we got to take... Let's see, do we take Fatukasi off here? We took Fatukasi off, and then we got to take... Laken Tomlinson was our highest guard remaining. Got to take him off. Still no Teron Armstead. That tells me that the Teron Armstead market is going to be massive. Him and J.C. Jackson, Allen Robinson. The top three guys, we haven't heard any news, and they're going to get... They're going to get the bag. So big win for Zach Wilson. Big L for the Niners. That's a big loss for the Niners to lose Laken Tomlinson. That interior offensive line's shaky at best for the Niners, who don't have a first-round pick. What separates DJ Chark and MVS? I mean, last year MVS, not much, but Chark is just has had a better career of production. MVS has had these horrible drop issues follow him throughout his career. Now, he didn't have them last year, but are those going to come back? I don't know. Also, I mean, both guys kind of have health questions. Who should the 49ers' top free agent priority be that's not on the team right now? Ooh, good question. I mean, I think you got to look at your interior offensive line right now and say, with Laken Tomlinson leaving, we got to make sure we're not, we don't want Trey Lance running for his life, because you've got, they drafted Aaron Banks in the second round last year. We don't know anything about him. I thought that was a massive reach, personally. You have Alex Mack coming back at like 36 years old. Justin School. Like, is Daniel Brunskill still on this team? I actually don't know. It's not listed on Our Lads. Let's see. I feel like he's a free agent. Daniel Brunskill. I think he's still there. But none of those guys you feel great about. So, if we pull up my handy dandy notebook here, 90s kids get that reference. Yeah, James Daniels, someone just said in the chat, would be a banger of a signing. Corbett, Glowinski, Connor Williams. Looking for like good athletes here. Those would all make sense. Williams, Daniels, Glowinski, Corbett would all be great signings for the Niners, I think. Or a corner. But I think getting K1 Williams is a priority. Eros with the super chat says, who's your favorite for Armstead? I think the Chargers got to be in play right now. That would be my favorite. I think the Chargers got to be in play because they've been quiet. They haven't made any moves yet. The Armstead market's been quiet. And that would be my favorite right now. I think the Bengals have already signed a couple guys. I don't know if they were in on Armstead or what, but I would say Chargers would be my favorite there. Or Miami. We are approaching the 2-hour mark. We just hit 2 hours on the stream. Thank you, everybody who's made this such a great stream so far. Glad the news is picking up here. We had like a 35-minute stretch there where nothing happened. Colts could be another Armstead player for sure. Yep. That's a good call. And I just jinxed it because there's no more news. JC Jackson spotted at LAX. I love like player spotted at airport free agent reports. Like, he's in the state. He's obviously signing, especially like LA. Like, he could be doing anything in LA. He could just be going on vacation. But that said, he would be a sweet fit for the Chargers. All right, what should we do? If news isn't pouring in here, should we could do some scouting, which is what I had in mind for this afternoon. Could load up some all 22. Be better than just sitting here. What player should we eval, guys? Play some Madden. I could play some Madden. That might be fun. Play some Elden Ring. That would actually be really fun. Load up some Elden Ring and just get my ass beat while we react to free agent stuff. Watch Sky Moore film. I don't have any all 22 on Sky Moore. That's the problem. I'm hoping to get some here before we get to our top 10 wide receivers video on Sunday. A couple people in the chat saying Elden Ring. Thoughts on Stokes versus Samuel after a year? I mean, I've had to admit it, man. Stokes was really good. I always thought Stokes had a nice upside, but he was clearly more pro ready than I thought he was. That much is clear. So I will, I'll give Goody his credit on that one. The guy can draft cornerbacks, that's for sure. All right, guys, we're doing it. We're doing Elden Ring. I don't even care. Now the thing is, I couldn't get my headphones to work, which was frustrating, but let me get this going. I think what I might do is grab my that's all the way upstairs though. Let's try this one more time. Yeah, we could do Giants rebuild for TFG plays, but we're in the middle of a season and we've been offline to this point, so I think I don't want to mess with that series impulsively here. Do I see Jordan Love to the Giants as a possibility? I do not, because I kind of know that team is not looking anywhere other than Daniel Jones for quarterback. Do I only stream on YouTube? No, I mostly stream on Twitch, actually. Now, I don't know why. I don't know why my headphones don't want to work. What's been my favorite signing so far? I think Fadu Kasi to the Jags is up there. I mean, really, the Jags getting Sheriff and Fadu Kasi is huge. I mean, seriously. I'm excited for that team. I think they paid a little bit too much for the linebacker. For people are going to be like, oh, he just said the linebacker. He doesn't even know his name. No, it's just a lot of names. Foy said Aluakun. I think they paid a little bit too much, but if you flip Aluakun's contract with Fadu Kasi's contract, like, you know, I think you could trade those off pretty easily. And then to get Sheriff is like huge, man. Maybe the best free agent on the market. I can't believe Washington let Brandon Sheriff out of the building. Bobby. Well, check out, thank you for the super chat, by the way, Tanner, Bobby, and Joey. But you got to check out Caddy's Cut-Ups, Patreon. You can get some All 22 there. Get some access there. And then Joey says, very O-line and D-line focused day one. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think that's a huge surprise. It was already a pretty O-line, D-line intensive free agency. But yeah, like J.C. Jackson and Carlton Davis are two players. Marcus Williams, all pretty big name guys I'm surprised haven't signed. I'm not terribly surprised like Robinson and Armstead haven't been signed yet, but those are going to be some big dominoes to fall right there. Any more news while we were messing around there? Nothing. I'm almost half debating flipping over. We'll just keep it going here. I was half debating just flipping over to Twitch for Elden Ring because I have never streamed a game on this channel, but you know what? Who cares? We're 2 hours in. We got 1,100 people here. We're just chilling. Why not? As long as there's no news coming in, we might as well. It'd probably be more on brand to like watch some college film though. For being honest. Maybe I should just do that, get some actual work done. You know, we're gonna play Elden Ring for like 5 minutes and just see how it goes. I should probably put it on here though. If I could get the audio working, that would be more ideal. Here we go. Video, capture device. Boom. Oh. You know what I need to do? 1 second. We gotta put it in here. There we are. I know half of you guys are sitting there playing Elden Ring anyway. I'm just gonna grab these. McCutcheon to the Milwaukee Brewers. I didn't even know Andrew McCutcheon was still playing. Yeah, we're already losing viewers. People are like, this is stupid. Who cares about this game? The other thing is I'm at a part, we were streaming this on Twitch, and we're at a part where we're not even in combat. So I'm thinking this is a really bad idea. I think I'm gonna not do this. We'll stream later. We'll stream Elden Rings on Twitch later tonight. How about that, guys? For the people that want to see this. So we're gonna abort that for now. Let's watch let's do like a college eval or something while we do this. How about we do like Nakobe Dean maybe? That could be a fun one. Let's see what I got here on Nakobe Dean. I haven't even touched the linebackers yet. Dean's kind of a polarizing prospect. My computer's all over the place right now. All right. Do Rashad White. I've already done Rashad White's eval. Running back tape is boring anyway. Running back is probably my least favorite position to evaluate. It's the most straightforward. Titans are keeping Ben Jones. 2 years, 14 mil. Oh my. Jamarco Jones to the Titans on a 2-year, $6 million contract. Interesting. So the Titans just got 2 Joneses on their O-line. Ben Jones being the significant one. Let's pull up the old handy dandy notebook again. And Ben Jones, we did talk about him on the Titans blueprint yesterday about how I would really prioritize getting him back. That's a big accomplishment for the Titans to not lose him. So that's good news for the Titans to get him back. 2 years, 14 mil is a very good price for him. So I would say that's an A+ move for the Titans. Regressing a little bit, but you don't want to lose your center when you're trying to win right now. So that's a good move. As for Jamarco Jones, I mean, I guess they see something in him. He's a good athlete, so maybe. We'll see. It's not like they broke the bank for him, but I'd rather just give that money to David Kessenberry, who played well for them last year. Andrew says, I'll watch whatever. I don't care. It's my day off. Yeah, we'll definitely stream some Elden Ring on Twitch later tonight. So you guys can make sure you follow me on Twitch if you're interested in that. But we'll keep it. We'll hashtag stick to football for now. There's the Twitch if you guys want to check it out. All right, let's do some Nakobe Dean tape. I have like 8 tabs open right now. This is a mess. All right, I can close this one. I think I can close this one. Close. Nope, don't close that one. I got all 3 screens going. This one I cannot close. This one I can. Okay. Let's just load up. Let's load up Nakobe Dean against Alabama. Here we go. Just keep me posted, chat, on any news. Oh, this is a little blurry. It's really the best quality we can get here. So he's number 17. I know they blitz the crap out of him. I have noticed that. Kind of reminds me of Devin White in a lot of ways, where he's like his best trait is as a blitzer, which is not ideal for a 5'11", 230-pound linebacker. You'd prefer that guy to be like coverage first. My thing with Nakobe Dean, and I haven't finished his eval yet, but would you rather draft Nakobe Dean in the first round or just pay Jayon Brown, who's like a more experienced version of him, for, you know, $3 or $4 million? Oh, they just motioned him out. We got to go back to the... He's out here. Linebacker tape can be tough, too, because there's so many plays where you just get nothing from it. got bodied on that one. Oh, he blitzed. Blitzed again. I mean, they're blitzing him a ton here. Dean to Philly. I just, you know, again, haven't finished the eval yet, but I can't imagine drafting him in the top 20, which you would have to for the Eagles, unless you traded down. Maybe in the second round, though. What's the worst signing so far? James Conner re-signed for the Cardinals, maybe? Worst signing so far? I just don't agree with using that many resources there for a replaceable running back. Best signing, I think I'd go Brandon Sheriff. Linebacker was a interesting position to pick here for an impulsive film breakdown. At least we did it at the right time, because there has been no new news. We've got nothing from Nakobe Dean so far. Whoops. There we go. Boom. Fills quickly. Sees the pulling guard coming over, so he knows where the run's coming. Makes the linebacker miss. That's a good... really good play right there. Deez says, yo, I was for Elden Ring. We're going to do Elden Ring later on Twitch. We might even do it right after this stream, so just make sure you follow me on Twitch. We'll be doing Elden Ring before long, but I think the majority of people were like, yeah, no thank you. That's not why I'm here. Barrio stays with the Jets, 2 years, 12 mil. All right. I'm with that. That's, you know, it's kind of awkward with Barrios because they have obviously Elijah Moore there, who's also 5'9", but Moore can play outside. Barrios was a good return man for you. Gives you a good slot option. That's not overly expensive. 2 years, 12 mil. I can get behind that. I think, you know, you go into next year with an improved offensive line because you added Laken Tomlinson. You get Corey Davis back healthy next year. Elijah Moore, Barrios. Maybe you draft a tight end in the mid rounds. Like, you can do a lot worse than that as a surrounding core for Zach Wilson. I would have tried to keep Lorenzo Fatukasi if I was them, but all right, we're dropping into a little hook zone here. Just kind of staring at the quarterback, not really reacting to much there. It's Barrios, not Barrios. Hey, as a Twins fan, I had to learn how to say Braxton or Jose Barrios. So I've already been rewired to say Barrios, not Barrios. So I'm gonna say Barrios. Yeah, linebacker tape was a bad call, guys. I brought you into like the most boring position to eval. I honestly think linebacker and running back is so tedious. There's a reason I haven't done linebackers yet. I'm just trying to kill two birds with one stone and get some of this work done that I haven't done. I mean, he's not even out there right now. Not even out there right now. Ooh, we got a long snapper news. Cowboys have re-signed Jake McQuaid, 1-year contract. Thanks, Ian Rappaport. Ooh, that was nice. Really good balance, reaction time. Favorite position to eval? I think quarterback, edge, wide receiver are probably my favorites, which are the first ones I did. And I actually don't mind offensive line. Believe it or not. Probably because that's what I played. But I don't mind doing offensive line. I think linebacker's really tedious because there's like, well, we could get through this whole game, 43-minute tape, and there might be under 10 plays that actually tell you something about Nakobe Dean. Especially in like this situation where they're blitzing him constantly. Like, what does that play tell you about Nakobe Dean that we didn't already know? Zilch. We got another super chat from TJ. Washington has been great at drafting plug and play offensive linemen, but I hate how we let Sheriff go. What are your thoughts? I agree. I think that's well said. Like they'll probably be fine, but I can't in good conscience let an offensive lineman as good as Brandon Sheriff just out the door like that. That one just hurts. Absolutely. So again, Nakobe Dean's not even on the field right now. So is he not even a 3-down player for them? He was off on first down earlier. This is another first down, right? Or is that him that blitzed? No, that's not him. So is he off the field on first down for them? In the SEC championship? I don't like that. Pat McAfee's having a match at WrestleMania? What do you mean? Is he's calling it or he's competing in it? Off the field again here. Oh, this is that big Jameson Williams play. He's so freaking fast, man. They take him off the field because they play Quay Walker and Channing Tindall. Well, that's great, but if you're a first-round linebacker, I don't want you taken off the field for anybody. That's kind of the point of drafting a linebacker in the first round, is that he's a 3-down stud. I don't care if you're playing for the best defense in the country. Like, you should be... Fine. Oh yeah, Josh. Bryce Young is that dude. I love Bryce Young. Had some freshman moments, you know, some throws, some stuff you didn't like, but the pocket poise, like, whew. From a freshman, like, that's unreal. Did I see the trade offers for Watson made by the Browns and the Jets? The Texans rejected them. You just tagged me in a tweet about him. Let's take a look at this. I haven't really been checking the Twitter here. I don't see them. Can you just DM them to me, Connor? Shoot them to me in a DM. I'll take a look at them. Ten minutes in, we haven't really had anything too noteworthy here from Nakobe Dean. This is what I'm saying about linebacker film. It's just, you are like searching a needle in a haystack sometimes, if you actually watch the full game film and not just a highlight reel, so many plays they're just doing their job and not really standing out. Whoa, what happened there? Do you mean future Seahawk Bryce Young? That'd be awesome. I just don't know. I don't think they're going to be bad enough to get him though. All right, so he's in man coverage on the running back here. This looks like, actually, this cover 3 match? Is that what we have here? Let's see. What is our defense here? What is our defense here? Looks like quarters. Maybe? Some kind of quarters variation. They got press on this side. So he is in a curl flat type of match situation. So he closes on him, and then he gets played. That's not his fault. That's just Bryce Young being a baller right there. Like, that's a freshman right there. Or at least a sophomore. Hey, we just got a TFGO application from Cameron. Glad out of the 1,100 people we were promoting it to, I'm glad we got one of you. Excited to take a look at it. All right, come on, show us something, Nakobe. Another blitz. He's got, okay, the first big note I have on him is he has really good balance through contact, almost like a running back. So, like, he might not be big to, like, stack and shed in a traditional sense, but that's the second time already this game where he's kind of maintained balance, which is an effective way to make up for his size. Wolf of Iowa, thank you for the super chat. Missed the Kappa and Ted Karras signings. What are my thoughts on those two? I love the Kappa signing. Dude's a stud. Ted Karras, I think, is kind of a push with... I'm assuming they're now going to let Quentin Spain go. So I don't know exactly how that's going to play out. I don't know if Karras becomes your center and you move Trey Hopkins to guard or what you're going to do there. You could definitely play Karras at guard. I'd see that move as kind of a push with Quentin Spain. I thought they would have brought Quentin Spain back. So that one I didn't, and they paid $6 million for Karras, is about what he's worth. It's about what I would have paid Spain. So, like, I'm not, like, down on the signing, but that one I wasn't necessarily like, woohoo, Ted Karras. But, I mean, Alex Kappa fills a huge need at right guard. One thing that is interesting that I just thought of is, are you now going to make Jackson Carman a right tackle? I didn't even think about Jackson Carman and how he comes into play here. That, to me, just kind of clicked. They spent a second-round pick on him last year. He wasn't the worst thing in the world when he played. That'll be something to keep an eye on, is do they make Jackson Carman a right tackle? But yeah, building up the O-line is never bad. I mean, again, Karras is kind of a push with what they had, and then I think Kappa is an upgrade for sure at right guard. And then Tanner says, would it be fair to say in today's NFL that safety is more important to a defense than linebacker? Yeah, absolutely. I think linebackers is not quite as dramatic, but it's kind of like the running back of the defense. Also, JB, Stroud and Young had great seasons for freshmen. Yeah, there's a lot of hype for those guys. I'm not as sold on Stroud as I am on Young from what I've seen so far. But both guys are just getting started. Okay, so Connor Lee sent me these. Supposedly, the Jets offered 3 firsts, a couple seconds, and Zach Wilson for Watson. Jesus. Really? I wouldn't even make that offer. That's crazy. I question if that's true, but from Bryant McFadden here. Who is Bryant McFadden? Former player. Okay. And the Browns offered 2 1s, a fifth, Kareem Hunt, Greg Newsome, and Baker Mayfield. I mean, those are huge offers. I think the Browns one makes more sense. The Jets making that, I can't imagine them doing that. Those can't be real. I don't buy that one. All right, let's double check some news. A lot of you guys are saying Kirk to the Jags. That's big. God, the Jags are freaking not messing around, are they? What's the Yep. I bet they paid him about north of 10 mil. That's interesting. I mean, I always saw Kirk as more of a fit for a Shanahan offense. I was really hoping a team like the Bears maybe was going to get him, and you could use him on those crossing routes. Maybe even put him in the backfield as a running back a little bit. Play him in that kind of Debo, Cordarrelle Patterson kind of way. But he'll be more of a traditional slot for the Jags. It's fine. It's fine. I don't think Christian Kirk is I was really excited to see him in a Shanahan offense, and that's not what the Jags run with Doug Peterson. So they needed wide receiver help. It's not a bad thing. I just don't really get excited about that one. Falcons fan says watch Dean against Michigan in the playoff game. I don't know. Do I have? Let me check if I have. I know I don't have all 22 from the national championship. Let me see if I have it against Michigan. I do not. I don't have either of those games. I'll definitely check those out on my own on the broadcast, but I can't show them here because I can't show broadcast on the stream. It'll get copyright. We're just gonna have to keep watching this game. Saffold to Buffalo? Is that real? Buffalo just can't make up their mind on offensive line, can they? It's not a bad thing. I just think it's funny how much they're just moving guys around in that O-line. They cut Darrell Williams and go with Saffold. Like, is that an upgrade? I mean, I guess Saffold's been regressing. If that's any more than a 1-year deal, I'd be surprised, but it's... Oh, we already saw this play. Sorry. Fills a hole for them. I can't imagine that's going to be a huge deal. Hassan Reddick to the Eagles? Really? $3 years, $45 million. And so much for them going edge in the first round. I'm not crazy about that one. I'm just not a Hassan Reddick guy. I don't know. I'd rather just draft an edge in the first round than pay Hassan Reddick that much. He's back in Philadelphia, I guess. Temple guy. That's about the best thing I can say about that. Another one where it's like, I see what they want. Like, they want some speed off the edge. They always value pass rush there. It's just kind of how they're built, but I don't know. I wouldn't have spent my money there. Yeah, I would have gone secondary. I would have gone... I mean, if you're spending $15 million, wouldn't you rather go get like Carlton Davis or Marcus Williams or Justin Reed? Wouldn't those be much better, more exciting signings if you could have attracted one of those guys? Than Hassan Reddick, who's going to be like a... if Brandon Graham's back healthy, Reddick's like a role player. It's like a third down rusher. We are getting nothing from Nakobe Dean in this game. Might need to abort the film room here. Not even really film room. We're just watching some action here. That was nice. Find the ball, get through traffic. I mean, I like his blitzing, but I'm not drafting a linebacker in the first round to blitz. You can find that somewhere else. Like I said, I can sign Jayon Brown if I need a really fast, good blitzing, smaller linebacker. Yeah, Reddick had a good year last year. That'd be a fun thing to do is just watch some Hassan Reddick tape right now. See what he was doing well last year. That would be a risk of getting copyrighted. I really don't want this stream to get copyrighted. I know this won't. NFL footage is hit or miss. No, Cousins getting extended does not suck for Minnesota fans. People hate on Cousins, but what else are the Vikings going to do? BJ Hill back to the Bengals, 3 years, 30. That makes sense after Ogunjobi left. So BJ Hill gets exactly what Falorenzu Fadukasi got. That makes a ton of sense. Market value is pretty much bang on equal there. Both mid-round picks. Both have had a couple good years as run defenders. I think that's a good move for Cincy. You don't want to jeopardize that D line that was just their core guys were really, really impactful for that team. He had a great Super Bowl too. How much was Christian Kirk's contract? That's a good question. All we saw was that he was going there. My guess is Kirk will be like 3 years, over 40 mil. Is my estimate on that. Nice run and chase play there, unblocked. Actually, you know what I wanted to watch? Hang on. I got something that might be a little more fun than this. There was a game that I wanted to get to. It was Calvin Austin 2020 against when he went up against Sauce Gardner in 2020. And I have that from 2020. This is something I got a shout out. I'll give a shout out here to Drew Martin, he's a tight end on Memphis. And he likes to tell me like what Memphis guys to keep an eye on And he said before the Senior Bowl, he's like, keep an eye on Calvin Austin and keep an eye on my boy Dylan Parham. And both guys had great Senior Bowls. And he said, go check out Calvin Austin versus Sauce from 2020. So let's check this out. This could be fun. So we're over here. What number was Sauce wearing in 2020? I think he wore 12, right? We might have to look at this. The other thing with another reason I can't go do NFL film right now to go look at like a Hassan Reddick game. Reason I can't do that is I need to switch my internet over to my European VPN just so I can access European Game Pass, because the US Game Pass is literal garbage, and I can't switch my VPN server midstream or it'll screw the whole thing up. So that's another reason I can't do any Hassan Reddick right now. But let's see. I think Sauce wore, if I go to his page here, if I go back to his historical page from, yeah, he wore number 12. Let me just make sure we didn't get any news while I was looking that up. Terrence Brooks back to Houston. Solid move. You know, I think Houston re-signing any starting caliber players that they can that want to be there, I think is smart. No, Cam. This whole idea that the Browns are giving up on Baker, I think has been so blown out of proportion by the media. Like, would they upgrade him? Would they upgrade from him if they could get Deshaun Watson? Sure, but like, for one, everyone was acting like he was already a free agent, which was just not true. Like, he's under contract. And second off, like, the dude had no receivers. Both his offensive tackles got hurt. The entire offense basically was injured. And he was also playing with one arm. Like, the year before, Baker was really good. He was like a top 12 quarterback the year before. And in his rookie year, he was probably a top 15 quarterback. So he's been bad 2 years, one with extreme circumstances, and bad another year when they had to fire Freddie Kitchens because the offense was a disaster. Like, I don't think Baker's ever going to be a superstar, but they're definitely not giving up on him. What's my take on Mitch to Pittsburgh? I think it's stupid. I think it's really stupid. I think you're wasting time. I think you're wasting a year of TJ Watt's prime. You're wasting one of the few years left you have of Cam Hayward's prime. Okay, so here we have Calvin Austin and Sauce Gardner at the top of our screen here. This is literally just like background, something to show in the background. Hope you guys are cool with it. We're not really doing much with this tape, but it's something to do while we mess around here. I've gone from Baker hater to Baker truther. I know, it's crazy. Crazy how things turn like that, right? Like, I should be out here. If I was like most people, I'd be jumping on the Baker hate train, holding up a picture of my thumbnail that has F next to Baker Mayfield's picture the day they drafted him, pounding my chest about how right I was, when in reality, I think that's just not fair. I think people are way too harsh on Baker. I'm not gonna come out in here and act like he's awesome or anything, but Nick says, who we watching? We're kind of looking at both Calvin Austin and Sauce Gardner here. Number 4 and number 12. This is from 2020. So Calvin Austin's interesting because he's 5'7", but he's actually played outside receiver for them. It's not quite like Rondale Moore or even Elijah Moore. Now, he will play inside. He will play some slot, but his skill set was mostly outside. Top of the screen here on Sauce. He got pressed pretty bad there. Pretty easy for Sauce on that one. That was Sauce, right? He's got a white arm sleeve on his... Yeah, that was him. Oh my God, Kirk got 17 mil a year for the Jags? Are you kidding me? No. Dude, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I liked him in a Shanahan offense, sure. But to be a slot receiver at 17, that's terrible. I'd so much rather keep DJ Chark than pay Christian Kirk that much money. Holy crap. I need a soundbite for that one.
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful to perform like that. Pitiful.
I'm going to try and get through this game, and then we're going to probably call it a stream. We're approaching 3 hours here. Is this to Calvin Austin here? We get to see some speed. No, I think that's our guy Kenneth Gainwell. Throwback. I'm pretty sure that's KG. I can't remember what number he wore. Could be someone else. Here he is on Sauce. Whew. Inside release, double move, draws a holding call. Got Sauce on that one. What's up, Moon God? You made it. Here we go. This is what we're looking at right here. Calvin Austin, Sauce Gardner, press coverage. Oh, man, he was holding him again. Inside release. Sauce is holding him. Quarterback didn't see him. What do I think about Brett Rypien coming back to the Broncos as the backup QB? I do not have any opinions on Brett Rypien going back to the Broncos to be the backup quarterback. Pluto, we're probably going to stream for another 10 minutes. I just want to get through this little footage here. Oh, my head was in the way of that play. That's my bad. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't think about that. Oh, man. You can't see here. Let's just for one. Let's see. Let's move this. Let's move this down here. That might help. It's like Calvin Austin, if he was 2 inches taller, we'd be talking about him as Brandon Cooks, because he lines up outside. This time it's on, I think that's Kobe Bryant. But he's like a good vertical route runner. His release isn't bad. He's got decent hands. God, I don't know what the quarterback's doing here, but he had him deep. That could have been a touchdown. Ugh. And these are against two NFL corners, too. I don't know if... Oh, there he is. Nice route. Ooh, did he get that? Plucked it. That's a good play, man. I have done Sky Moore, Josh. Eval's up on the Patreon. I do like him. Dude's got like incredible hands for a smaller guy. He's got like long, strong hands too. It's hard to keep track of where he is on the field because this guy looks just like him, but he's got a towel on his right side and long socks, long white socks. Nice quick route there. See, that's something you're worried about with smaller receivers here is getting, I would describe this as an inability to accelerate through contact as a vertical threat would be the weakness on this one. We talked about James Washington being a free agent and being a good vertical threat. So because James Washington is so strong, he can accelerate through that contact. Austin kind of needs to be in space. And yeah, it's like it's pass interference, but they're not going to call it every play, and that's how Sauce is going to play you. So that's definitely why when you see a vertical threat that's 5'7", you get a little worried. And he's 175 pounds. Here he is down here. Press coverage from Sauce. Oh, I want to see that route one more time. He sets it up well. Another good route. Unpressed. Down here. Oh, that's unfortunate. He wins inside. His inside release is really nice. Uses those arms to get Sauce off of him there. And his foot speed. Just the wrong route. If he was just getting a slant there, that would have been nice. But he had to run back into the coverage. Gets bodied on that one. There he is again. Sneaking through the zone. Sitting down. Not afraid to go over the middle of the field. Ooh, that was nice. good strong hands over the middle, which I like. Like, he'll definitely be able to play from the slot. He just kind of has to learn some of that skill set because he was used outside so much. All right, we're getting there, guys. We're over halfway through. Down here on Kobe Bryant. The heck is that? Double move on a slant? Weird play by Memphis. Just a little crosser. This is the life of watching all 22, guys. You got to grind through to find what you're looking for. God, another really good catch. When he's about to get popped. I mean, his toughness over the middle is really good to see. Because he's probably gonna have to win in that area. He's probably not gonna be a consistent deep threat. Any news that I'm missing here? Let me pull up the Twitter here. Field Yates tweeted a picture of a Brinks truck and said this was in front of the Jacksonville facility. Other than that, though, not a whole lot of news here. Tanner says, I feel like JC Jackson to San Fran would be a great move. If that were to happen, how would I feel? I mean, yeah, if they can afford JC Jackson, absolutely. I mean, I really don't mind Emmanuel Mosley and Ambry Thomas there. Those guys can totally play. I think if they just get K1 back, I think you feel pretty good about their secondary. Oh, yes. I wanted to see him get through there. I wanted to see, when I saw this, I was like, immediate. I was like, come on, shoot that gap. Oh, that speed is nice, man. He didn't finish the whole play, but just to get through he stumbles out of his break there. Oh, man. Good speed there by Calvin Austin. Man, they really used him in this game a lot. Here we get an outside release against Sais. Bottom of your screen there. Just a run play. Not out there. Throw is way behind him on that one. Threw it right at his feet. That one's not on him. Steven, I can't get excited about Hassan Reddick for $45 million. I just can't get there. I see what they want. They want another pass rusher. But God, I wouldn't have done it. Like, he's not. You know, like, he's not a great pass rusher. He produces. Just reminds me a lot of like Vic Beasley. Speed around the edge. Okay, we got a reception here. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm not gonna like shred him for it, but when you have 3 first-round picks in a draft that's deep at edge, I would have much rather used that money elsewhere. Safety, corner, receiver. This is out of the slot. This is a good look at how he might translate as a slot a little bit. I like how he sits down in zones too. Good, smart player. Good acceleration after the catch. I mean, what's not to like from Calvin Austin in this game? Oh, we got another. He actually got the ball thrown his way on this one. Got a little sail. This is a sail route. Deep corner from the slot. And the throw just out of reach. But, I mean, he's got the full route tree. He just is going to struggle to get off press down the field. And a nice inside release, though. Like, I don't think he's going to get absolutely bodied every snap, but... Jeez. They went to him again here. They were peppering him with targets in this game.
Just a humble bounty hunter, man.
That was a free play. All right, we're almost there. I know this isn't what a lot of you guys came here for, but we've barely got any news, so it was good to get a little bit of some of the scouting stuff done that I wanted to get done today. Yeah, I'm just checking Twitter. We haven't gotten anything. Better than me just sitting here staring at the screen. God, 4 years, 68 for Kirk. Is that real? I don't get it. I don't get it. I could have seen the projection of him in a Shanahan offense at like 15 a year. That's it. Okay. Thanks for getting through that with me, guys. Sorry if that was boring. I'm sure some of you liked it though. The real draft heads. But you know, and the news is slowing down a little bit here. We are at the 3-hour mark on this stream, so I think I'm gonna call it. I will be back tomorrow. You know, depending on how the news is going, I will do some kind of a stream tomorrow. I think I'll go live around 1 and hopefully like I'll start. I think tomorrow's stream will be a little bit more podcasty. I don't know if I'll upload it as a podcast, but I'll probably come out with like a list of all the stuff that happened today. We'll recap what I talked about in this live stream. Talk about the signings, quick reactions to all of them, and then I'll just kind of stay alive for a little bit and kind of answer super chat questions and see some more news hopefully come in. So that I think I'll do that tomorrow afternoon, probably more at like 1. Now, I think I'm also going to go live right now on Twitch and play Elden Ring. And we'll chill and react to more. There's going to be more news throughout the afternoon. So if you want to keep it rolling, I'm going to take a quick break, maybe get some food, and then I'm going to be live. So that's twitch.tv/ThatFranchiseGuy. If you're watching this back, I'll probably still be live. So I'm going to keep it going on Twitch. Much more casual format. But I will see a lot of you guys there, I'm sure. And thank you for watching. Really appreciate the super chats. We had $250 of super chat revenue. You guys are amazing, man. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more free agency talk and more throughout the week. But peace out. We'll see you on Twitch.